Hey Simlies, how are you going? It's Deligracy here, and today is a very brilliant day because the Sims 4 Dine Out Game Pack has come out, and this is my first build I'm doing with it. I'm so pumped. I have built a beautiful seafood sensation restaurant that is basically kind of inspired by Asian seafood, I guess. So I've kind of made the place have a little bit of an Asian theme, but the idea is that it's a bit unique because it's like an old warehouse like an old boat shed warehouse type thing, or I don't know, oil rig base or something that's now been transformed into a fabulous seafood sensation restaurant in Windenburg in the beach city district. So pretty cool. But if you guys are unaware of what this game pack is about, first of all, I'll just let you guys know that it is a game pack, not an expansion pack. So a game pack's kind of halfway between a stuff pack and an expansion pack. It's like you do get extra gameplay and you build and buy items, but it's just not quite as large as an expansion pack. So yeah, it's really cool. And in the Sims 4 Dine Out, you can now build and create and run your own restaurants. And you can own multiple restaurants and you can build multiple restaurants. And you can pick the menus and pick what your waiters dress like. It's just really cool. It's really exciting. And I've had a good play of it, and it is so much fun. It's actually quite addictive to play when you're by yourself. Like, I remember I was meant to drive home to go see my mum, and I was like, yeah, I'll come home at like dinner time because I live about an hour away. And I was sitting there playing The Sims 4 Dine Out until, like, no joke, 11 o'clock at night. And she was like, where are you? She basically texted me and just said, look, I'm going to bed now. So just text me so I know you get home safely. But yeah. Basically, it's a very addictive game. So for this build, we are currently making the cooking area, I suppose. And I wanted this to be an open kitchen. So throughout this entire build, there's going to be a bit of a rustic theme, and it's also very open plans. However, I utilize kind of half walls and big glass walls to kind of, I guess, separate different parts of this restaurant. So the tables feel like they have a little bit of privacy because there'll be a nice tall window behind the chairs to kind of give that idea of a screen or separation from the table next to them. And then I've also done that with the kitchen. The theme of water was also really important because obviously this is a seafood restaurant. It's sitting in a place that is surrounded by water in Windenburg. Windenburg is the town or the world that actually came with the Sims 4 Get Together. So I decided to add a pool around the sides of this build just to further, I guess, emphasize that water theme. And in the middle of the restaurant, you'll see that we've put in some chunks of pool walls, like pools from the level above that are coming down through the lower level of the restaurants. And inside those pool areas, we're going to be placing some new items that have like bubbles in them, like pressurized bubbles, and they look really cool. So we're going to put those in a second. And also on the upper level where we have the pools actually coming through, so above the pools, we are going to put the toilets up there, and those pools are kind of a nice, I guess, relaxing aspect of the upstairs area. So it's kind of cool. There's water everywhere, and it's very open and very nice, and there's also plenty of room to expand. So if you do want to download this restaurant, I will put it on the gallery, and I will make sure that it's already a restaurant venue, so it's just ready to go when you put it in your game. So long as you have the Sims 4 Dine Out, which I gotta say, I love it. I love it. I recommend this. Okay. Moving onwards, we have a staircase going upstairs to the bathroom area, and we also have a walkway that kind of looks down onto the dining area from that second level. There's also this dance floor that I'm using as a skylight, and that's from the Sims 4 Get Together, and that is just I don't know, it looks so amazing with the new lighting engine that came with the latest game patch. So if you haven't updated your game for free, you definitely should. Make sure you update your game because there is a whole new lighting engine. I did a video on it a few days ago and it is just beautiful. The lighting, I mean, you'll already see in this video that the lighting's really nice, but I will just warn you guys that the lighting, the new lighting engine only affects players using the highest graphics settings. So if you have a computer that has or can handle those graphics, you'll be able to use it. But if you have a lower grade computer, unfortunately, you can't get the lighting engine for your game just because it requires too much effort from your system. So it is good for those of us who have the highest spec games. It would be nice if everyone could have it, but the reality is that kind of graphics you need the graphics and computer to support it. So, and that's the way it is. Yeah. I'm really in a weird mood today. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know. I think I was up really, really late last night. I was up to midnight because I had a family member in hospital. And then, so I didn't really get that much sleep. And I've been having coffee today. And I don't know. I'm just like, it's just like hyper-deli. I don't know. And I think I'm super excited as well. So sorry if I'm a little bit hyperactive in this video. But this is when you mix very little sleep with coffee when you're me. So yeah, it's really weird how some people aren't even affected by coffee. Like, are you one of those people who you can have as much coffee and caffeine as you like and it just doesn't affect you? I don't understand that. Are you guys like superhumans? Do you have superpowers? Because for me, if I have one coffee, I'm buzzing. If I have 2 coffees, I'm like bouncing off the walls. And if I have 3 coffees, you just do not want to be around me. It's just not a good look, not a good scene. All right, so to begin with, I put like a white marble flooring in this place. And I just felt like it took too much away from the industrial feel I was going for. And the reason why I wanted to do an industrial feel was because there's this new beautiful exposed brick wallpaper that I'm in love. If the sim gurus and producers and creators of the game, if they can bring to us more rustic elements and more rustic textures to the game like this, I'ma be a happy lady. I'ma be very happy. And for me, texture in games is very important. I love rustic textures, but at the same time, I love like super high manufactured shiny metallics or like transparencies in like plastic acrylic furnitures, like clear stuff as well. So I just love having different textures in the game. And for me, probably the most disappointing part of the game is if a texture hasn't been rendered or created really nicely. That's when I'm like, that probably disappoints me more than limited gameplay because I am so focused on the appearance of things, probably because I have a background in design maybe. I don't know. I'm just really sensitive to looking at things and how things look. So yeah, I don't know. That's just me personally. Whereas I think other people will be more bothered by, the fact there's no toddlers or if there's no cars or no open world. For me, I'm like, get those textures right. So I guess they can't please everyone, can they? I've got to say I'm loving these nice ceiling lights. They're big, generous squares, and love that. We're going to get rid of those pots at the front of the build as well. You know when you get a new pack and you just want to use everything in the pack and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to use everything that's new. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you've just got to hold back a little bit and not use everything new, because usually when you mix the new things with the old things, that's when you're going to come up with something really nice. So I take away those pots, even though I loved them. We'll use them another time. They just didn't really suit the build, I felt. And here are the bubble things. They're bubble walls. You can stack them on top of one another, and I guess they're like jets. But I decided to actually place these inside of the pools I'd built into this build, because I wanted a little bit more depth to them and I wanted them to take up a bit more space. But of course you don't have to do that. Another thing I was a little bit confused with when I first started testing out this game pack was that there's new dining booths and they come as separate pieces as well as pieces already put together. So for instance, you just saw I placed the table separately to that L-shaped couch. Well, I get kind of confused with, I guess, why... How do I explain this? To begin with, I was confused with how you place, or what's the difference between placing an already chair and table section down compared to just like a separate chair and then a table. I was like, is it going to work if I put a separate table in? Can I use different tables from the game, or do I have to use these tables? And I haven't fully figured it out yet. I think you can put any tables with the chairs and they kind of just snap together, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But I don't think this L-shaped couch, you can actually put singular chairs on it as well. That didn't seem to work out. So I think that's going to take a little bit of trial and error to figure out how to do it. But I did find it a little bit confusing that they had two objects, one being the objects combined and the other one with the objects like separate. I think I would have just confused a whole heap of you, so I'll shut up now, but I was a little bit confused by that. It's a confusing topic, I guess. And you can use both dining booths as well as normal tables and chairs. You don't have to just use all booths or all tables and chairs. You can mix and match, and I'm going to be mixing and matching some of the ceiling lights and wall lights to kind of give that nice rustic effect, but also give it a very high glamour look. And a nice thing is you can set the menu of your restaurant, so you can pick all the different food and drinks and desserts you want to serve in your restaurant. So if you want a burger restaurant, you can just choose all the burger dishes. If you want an eggs restaurant, everything eggs, then you can just choose your eggs. So for this restaurant, we've gone with seafood. I'm actually not that big a fan of seafood, to be honest. I know some people absolutely love it, and I feel like it's got a lot to do with how you were brought up and what you were brought up eating. And my family, we did not eat a lot of seafood while I grew up. So I'll eat it, like I'll eat fish. Fish is very good for you. And I eat, what are those things called? Calamari. I'll have some calamari. And when I was vegetarian, I actually became pescatarian due to a few health issues, just to help me get some extra nutrients in. And fish was a good way of doing that. So tuna and things like that I'm quite used to. But yeah, I know there's a bit of a tuna shortage at the moment, or there's a bit of fire on the whole canned tuna industry. So yeah, it's a shame. Whenever you start liking something, usually something, I don't know, the things that are the most accessible that aren't yummy are like the healthiest things for you and the best things for the world. Whereas the things you really like are either unhealthy or there's like a shortage of them. Like a shortage of fish. It sucks. All right, now we're working on the bathroom up here. So we're going to have male and female toilets, and we're just putting in some doors. I wish these doors, the previous ones, the ones now, the basic doors that I was using them in the blue color swatch, I wish they were available just in black and silver. All white and silver. I don't get why they all have to be bright colors with like wooden frames. Even if they were just a white door with a wooden frame or a black door with a wooden frame, why do they have to be bright colors? That's the most difficult thing to implement into a build. It doesn't make sense. But I am glad to say that in the latest update, we do have a lot of the basic windows in the color black now, so that's pretty good. That's not bad. We also have a new like wood, I guess, wall paint, which is kind of cool, which you can see around the place, the dark black wood wallpaper. That's new with the stuff pack and game pack, sorry. And also the half walls have a bit of glass on top of them, and that glass on top of the half walls is a new thing as well. Loving the plants in this game pack too. It's so nice, and I love the wall plants. They're all so pretty, and it's just a really good game pack. I've got to say, I recommend it. I think this is the best game pack that's come out. I do. And I think what's really nice is even if you don't want to run your own restaurant, it's just a nice venue you can take your Sims to. And it really works on the Sims relationships. Like the family talks heaps at the table when they're out for a meal. And I feel like it's a kind of social aspect of the game that we've never had before. Like it's a very powerful social aspect of the game. And that makes me really happy. I think they've done a great job with it. And we've got some new CAS items too, which is pretty cool. Wall textures are amazing. I love a lot of the new build and buy mode objects too. They're pretty nice. They're not bad at all. Not bad. And I will be making a Let's Play too of this. So I'm very excited. Very excited. Also, you'll see we're in CAS just now because part of selecting a restaurant in build mode is that you can then set the uniforms of all your staff. Your wait staff, your chefs, and also your hosts or hostesses. Which I didn't even understand what a host or a hostess was in this game pack because I don't know if I'm just like an Australian who is just naive and has not realized that, even though I've worked as a waitress for like 6 years. I don't think we have hostesses like you guys might in the US where The Sims is made. I don't know. We just have waitresses, and waitresses will seat you as well. So I was a bit confused with that. But you can set their uniform separately, which is nice. And of course, here are all the screenshots. So you can have a look here at the magnifique restaurant. And I like how this turned out. I think it was a nice, like, simple first build for this game pack. And definitely a restaurant I would like to go to in real life. I would totally go here and be like, this is so cool. Well, I'm a little bit biased, so I do realize that. And that wait station or host station, you can't place that like facing a wall. So make sure that you turn it around, and that's all G. That's all G. And, I could have made these couches white actually, but I think the black's a little bit more like working with that industrial theme. And I tried to get a few good photos of the skylight, like looking upwards. I know it's kind of a little bit hard to, like the proportion isn't right and the angle isn't right, but there's a few I've thrown in there just trying to show what it looks like in game, because it's really cool when you're actually like in the game playing, and I love seeing it like peek out in the corner, the sky coming through. That's really nice. And damn son, the views in this place are mighty fine. Mighty, mighty fine. Me like you a lot. And you can also set the dress code for how you want other Sims to come to the restaurant, like how you want them to be dressed. You want everyone who comes to the restaurant to be in their formal wear, in their underwear, in their party wear. You can do whatever you like. So it's pretty cool. But I'm really happy with this pack. I'm loving this game pack. I'm loving playing it, and it's highly addictive. So I'm going to say I recommend it. I do recommend it. I think it's a good one. Anyways, hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are in the world. I'll speak to you soon.